Hi folks, and welcome to our little Creative Spaces podcast. For those who don't know what we're all about, Creative Spaces is really the younger, and some would possibly even say cooler, branch of the Stove Network. We work with and advocate for the region's young artists, and we also put events on for the young people of D&G and encourage them to try and get involved in at least some capacity with creative activity. We had this really exciting opportunity to produce a freshers mixer for the students of D&G and to host it here at the Stove building, which was super exciting. The whole process from start to finish was an incredible amount of fun, and the event turned into a massive success as well, which was great. The podcast that you're about to hopefully listen to is really just a reflection piece on the whole thing and the work that we put into making it happen. So if you do have a spare 25 minutes or so, please listen to and enjoy the following podcasts.
Hi, we're here to give you the rundown on our freshers mixer. I'm Anna of Spaces.
We've got Sonah.
Je suis James.
So our first question is kind of on the origins of our idea, and that's where did we get the idea for the Dumfries starter pack?
Yeah.
So who wants to kick that one off?
Well,
Yeah, I'll take this. Take the lead.
James is on the mic.
1, 2. So I think from our initial brainstorms, I came up with the idea for the Dumfries starter pack. Just kidding.
what I was going to say was because a lot of the students that come to the colleges locally and the uni are international, we wanted to do like an introduction to Scotland, but we didn't want to go along the classic line of Robbie Burns. So we wanted to give them like a young team sort of induction, bit of a hazing situation.
I guess kind of it harks as well back to our experience a little bit, or witnessing our experience of growing up in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very much less Robbie Burns, and it was kind of more like Buckfast.
And it feels like that's the authentic starter pack is what we experienced as kids and growing up in Dumfries and Galloway, which is kind of grotty. It can be grotty.
Yeah, kind of grotty,
Yeah.
Bit grimy.
Yeah, a bit grimy. And thought it'd be cool.
Less romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like we're asking these people, because they've not had the chance to have that lived experience, we're almost allowing them to live or to experience it vicariously through ourselves.
And although these seem like negative things, we don't think they're negative, and we have fun with them quite often. I mean, I think we all love a bit of Buckfast around here. So this is the next question. Our next segue is prepping. What was involved in the preparation of this event? Anna, do you want to start?
We wanted to have, as well as the induction of the actual event, we wanted to have a physical little free gift because we're so nice and so generous that we could give to all the guys that came along. So we created a few little pieces of artwork. James and I worked on a little lino postcard, which does actually have Robbie Burns himself on it, mid-steeple, and we don't really have a name for the weird object. The spiral from outside DG1 swimming pool.
That was a cool little thing to do. Like, can I come up with some visual, some landmarks of Dumfries? And obviously Burns like super synonymous with Dumfries, so I thought it was maybe going to be rude not to include him.
Yeah, it probably would have been.
Yeah, I guess so. And we're also talking about in the same way that Burns is very romantic in a lot of circles, he is also
a shagger.
He's a shagger.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can put that in, but
he
was definitely there was a grimy, more real side to Burns, and I think it actually translates quite nicely into what we were kind of talking about, because we've got a romanticized version of Scotland that we kind of wanted to move away from and tell a bit more of an authentic story of how we were growing up a little bit. Not to say it was a particularly hard time. That's not what we're talking about. I guess we're talking about the griminess and the realness of Dumfries. And there is a griminess and a realness to Robbie Burns. So he kind of transcends both of these ideas. He can sit in the romanticized seat, but he can get down. And if there was Bucky around when he was around, he would be absolutely well in it.
Oh yeah, he was like 18th century young team.
Yeah, he'd be sending it for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I think that just rounds that one off.
Well, we didn't even finish what we were actually supposed to be talking about. Oh, badges. The badges. There's a lot to say about the badges, guys. Come on now.
The badges. I guess.
There's so much to say about the badges.
I guess if we were to whittle it down a little bit, for the sake of keeping it brief, the badges started shaky.
Yep.
They started shaky. We were trying to work it, but we got there. We used our creative minds and hearts to overcome turbulent times, and we produced Tunnock's tea cake badges that were nice because they're round like Tunnock's tea cakes, and they felt right. I know that's not from Dumfries, but it's very synonymous with Scotland, and delicious, and kind of synonymous with our eating habits, which famously aren't very fantastic in Scotland. And we had our haggis, certified Doonhamer badge, which we used a Dumfries tartan and a little haggis.
A real life haggis.
A real life haggis that can move.
Yeah, I think the general idea with the kind of goodie bags and things was to explore the kind of humorous side. We've spoken about this, the kind of authentic side of Dumfries, and what goes along with that is the kind of funny, humorous side. So everything that we did was sort of along the same vein as that. So with the sticker as well, it was inspired from like a behaving event that was on before, where one of the questions from the audience at the electoral debate was from a seagull, and the seagull just simply asked, "Chips?"
Your sticker.
Yeah, so that was from that because we thought that was quite funny. And seagulls, again, another thing that's super synonymous with Dumfries. And yeah, so exploring the funny side of all these things, I think, was important. That's what we wanted to get out of it and show that to all the students, which I think we did.
So Joe Mama's little segment here, I guess this comes under prep. This was our first event where we had to kind of get in touch with outside sources here as at the Creative Spaces mind, heart. So we got in touch with local legend, Madam Joe Mama, Madam Joe, which was fun. We organised a meeting and went through what they need, if they can do it, obviously. And we were lucky enough that they were totally up for it, and they smashed it. They understood the brief. Understand the brief.
I understood the assignment.
They understood the assignment. That's the one. Slay Queen. Yeah, what's Brat? Yeah, Brat, whatever. But let's not do that.
I think
Brat. No, I was gonna say Brat Girl Summer.
Oh, yeah, Brat.
But that was just me trying to put in some cultural references to what we've this year's summer.
You were so Brat.
It was Brat.
It was super Brat, I would say. It was like very Brat. It was so Julia. Like,
We worked on invoicing.
Sonah can take the plaudits for actually being the team lead. Yeah.
what's plaudit?
I know it is the right word, but we'll have to Google for a definition.
How would you spell plaudit?
PLA.
Are we going to do a quick Google here?
DITS.
Maybe the person listening to this knows what plaudits means and is just laughing at us right now. Plaudits.
Laughing at you.
An expression of praise or approval.
Praise or approval.
James.
James.
Did you learn that on QI?
I know. I learn things from other places other than QI as well. But yeah,
James
you should.
is a very smart boy. So smart.
Very smart boy.
But yeah, you should have your plaudits for being team lead, Sonah, because you did a great job.
Thank you. But it was a team effort at the end of the day.
The end of the day.
Yeah, Mam Joe Mama, success, would we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great success.
For prepping was pretty successful as well. It was nice to have a little brief beforehand, give them the down low, and kind of pray that it all worked out in the night a little bit. Yeah. Right, nice. Out and about, how did you engage with people at the Freshers Fair?
We had lots of fun at all the different Fresher fairs, and it was new to all of us. It was definitely new to me, the idea of sort of going out and just forcing engagement with people and asking them, even if they don't look like they're necessarily interested in talking to you, sort of making eye contact and putting yourself out there and asking them questions.
Public pitching.
Yeah, public pitching and yeah, trying to sell the idea that the Stove and Creative Spaces is a great place to be involved with.
Do you recall how we engaged?
Yes, I do recall how we engaged, but would you like to take over?
Thank you for thanks for that. We are so clever and unique and individual and really good at stuff. So we came up with an idea to get people come into our stall to do blind portraits.
What's blind portraiting?
Well, thanks for asking. A blind portrait. It does what it says on the tin, really. I'm sure lots of people have done them before because they're a good giggle. You just get two people sat right in front of each other, staring romantically into each other's souls. They're not allowed to look at the paper and they have to draw each other's faces. And we got some absolute crackers out of this.
Yeah, we did some free tickets to DMC, which is Dumfries. Tracks, which was a Dumfries Music Collective event, which was also really good. A shout out to them. We all went along as the Spacers team.
Shout out to Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nightcrawler. We had a good night with Nightcrawler.
I'll be your number one wee guy.
Exactly. We felt like the number one wee guy. Yeah, no, we got engagement by really. I think a large part of our engagement had to come from our vibe as a group. I think we had to display ourselves as quite outgoing.
Yeah.
We had to like kind of create a comforting, warm kind of environment and kind of push an event like we aren't doing it for work. We're kind of doing it for which we were doing it for work, but we did want to attend. It's something that was quite exciting for young people and like it's not to be missed. And I think we did a good job of that because we were basically doing what we do now and we were joking and we were vibing.
Because we're really funny.
Yeah. And I think people wanted to be involved with that. So I think that worked. I think it worked nicely.
And not to spoil things, but I think our engagement was a great success because the event was very successful and there was lots of people turned up.
People at a freshers event here than ever before.
Yeah. And so we were breaking records and it was just really cool to see all of the work because I think really that it felt like that was the most important thing was obviously creating a really great event, but having lots of people there was something that we were really hoping that would happen. And to see that realised as a result of our engagement with the young people in Dumfries and Galloway and the students, it was just really, really cool to see all the people turning up and to have a really cool time.
Yeah.
Guys, tell us a wee bit about the marketing tactics.
So we used posters and we created a reel of us.
Our little guerrilla marketing campaign where we just went around town and just slapped stickers on things.
Which seemed to get a lot of engagement. It was quite fun. Mm-hmm. We included in our poster things that we felt fitted with our vibe, which was still Rabbie Burns, as we talked about. He can be grotty too, in a kind of a Tesco looking bag. So like a shopping bag.
Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah, we aren't actually sponsored by Tesco.
I wish.
We had our seagulls. We had Buckfast, other things, tectonic tea cake, things that we felt were synonymous and fit into our vibe.
We butted heads a bit, didn't we, Sonah? Making the poster. I had an idea in my head and nobody else backed me.
Oh, it was the neon.
Yeah, it was the
neon. So neon was out for this one.
And look what happened.
Exactly, it was a successful event. Maybe we would have had 51 if we went for the neon.
Yeah, you never know.
It was a point of contention sometimes, but that's what this whole kind of thing, well, part of it, what it's all about is working with people, working with your colleagues. Enemies, colleagues. Turning your enemies into friends, you know. So yeah, the advertising, the poster making, I felt was very successful because I think we really linked it up nicely to our theme. Yeah. And we got right stuck into social media posting with it. Right, Anna's back. Mia's in the room. Our Creative Spaces producer, our what we call our mother of our Creative Spaces, is here. And our second last question is about our setup and execution of the night and how we felt it went. Would you like to kick us off, Mia?
Yes. So this was your first event to like execute in the Stove building, which it's usually quite a big deal because you've not really used the space before in that context. And I think you guys did a really great job of just like knowing the space and how the space works, setting up the space to accommodate all different kinds of people and like all different numbers, because we didn't have a prior booking system, so we didn't know how many people. We kept on joking that it could be 5 people or it could be 50 people. Actually, it turned out that it was like 50 people. But the preparation that went into the actual physical event on the night was amazing, and the kind of thought behind all the different activities seemed to go really, really well and were really well received by everyone. And there was definitely something for everyone there. And the vibe on the night was just really good, and everyone that was there seemed to have a really nice time. And I think importantly, you guys all seemed to have a really nice time and fun, and you enjoyed making it. And there was a lot of synergy within the team, areas in which maybe someone wasn't as confident, then someone else would jump on board. It was definitely an all hands on deck, everyone helping kind of situation. So yeah, it was really good and a really successful event. Probably one of the most successful events that we've had at Creative Spaces.
Thank you, producer Mia. We didn't pay her. James, would you like to say anything about the setup? No, Anna, actually, she's closer and she is prettier. Would you like to say something about the execution of the night?
Only that it was just fun, fresh, and fabulous. And Madam Jo was absolutely amazing. She absolutely slayed the room and got the audience getting involved, which doesn't always happen at these events. So it was really fun to see everybody getting involved. We did a lip sync battle, and that really popped off quite hard. And yeah, it was really nice to just spend some time with the team in that sort of environment. It was a bit more relaxed than being in the office, but we all still supported each other and we're a great little team. James, you got anything to add?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to hear your opinion.
I'll do it anyway. The word of the day is plaudits, so I would like to give Mia her plaudits as well, because round of applause. Give yourself one on the back. Yeah, there was a few things that perhaps we didn't think about, that sort of logistically, that if we didn't have Mia, things wouldn't have perhaps run as smoothly. An example of that was kind of the quiz that we ran, which was really fun to create. But then when it actually came to doing the quiz, yeah, we didn't really have an idea of how we were going to split people up into teams, or who was actually going to be the quiz master, how we were going to run things like that. So yeah, Mia just took control of that, and it was great because we were panicking, and I think Mia sensed that, and she just was a complete boss.
Guys, so nice.
Yeah, I just second that. I think there was a fine tuning that needed to be done, and Mia was there, and she had her back, which was very nice. And so that brings us to the end of most of the questions. There's one question left, and you'll hear about it in the next memo.
So, Sonah, do you have 2 wee stars and a wee wish from working on the Freshers Mixer?
Yeah, so the first one was that we worked well together. I think we had a lot of patience for each other, and on the actual night of it, we started vibing, and I think that kind of gave a lot to the people that came along to the event, because we created an environment within each other that was welcoming and fun and warm, like I've talked about before, and it kind of allowed other people to do the same, and I think that's what created such a nice party vibe. So my second star was our goodie bags, because Anna has just thrown her hands in the air because she obviously was thinking about this one. I really liked our goodie bags. I thought they were nicely executed. They were pretty. They incorporated a lot of our own mediums, such as Anna's and James's art that they had produced, as well as incorporating our theme, which was Dumfries. I think it was really nicely executed. And I even found later on in Moffat, where I live, that there was people in the pub with them who didn't even know me. They're like, oh look, I found this cool goodie bag and this Dumfries thing, someone gave me it, it was cool, and then told me about it. It's like, oh well, we actually made that, and that was for our event. So it got around, which was nice. The good word got around. A wish, I guess, for the night was to do a little bit more fine tuning. As much as we appreciated Mia, pulling all those bits together at the end for us, we think we could have done a better job at fine tuning those things, not relying on Mia to do that. And I think I think we're getting there for the next event anyway. So yeah, that's my 2 stars and a wish. Who would like to go next? Okay.
My first star was, I think, the marketing we did was really good. I think we absolutely killed it on the poster. And the reel, we've got a very good sort of rhythm going with our reels. We've got an experienced reel master in Sonah who does really good editing. Really good digital marketing. And the physical marketing was also really good. I feel like I've already said that. My second star was stolen by Sonah because I also agree that we did an excellent job on the goodie bags. The execution was fun. And then my sort of wish, I guess, would be, similar to what Sunny said, because I think we've all got similar thoughts on it. Just maybe a wee bit more attention to detail next time we're working on an event and a wee bit more forward planning. And then I'm going to hand over to James, who I'm sure has run out of ideas completely.
So my 2 stars. First was the turnout to the event. The turnout was amazing. Yeah, we reached pretty much max capacity.
Why was that?
That was a testament to the effort that we put into our outreach at all the different freshers fairs. Yeah, I think so. It felt that way. I think I had a feeling that it was going to be a successful night because of how genuine people's sort of responses at the freshers fair were. Felt like they were genuinely interested in what we had to say. So yeah, that was just cool to see that was actually the case, and loads of people turned up and had lots of fun. My other star was just in regards to how every team member carried out their roles. So Sonah, you did a great job at being team lead. Yeah, we'd done one project before that, and that was the conversing buildings, but we didn't really have a project lead for that. So it was cool to see you take that role on and do such a great job. Anna and myself, I think we did great at all the other jobs that Sonah delegated to us. And yeah, Mia was great and took a lead on the night where it was needed and allowed things to just run a whole lot smoother than they would have otherwise. And then wishes, I've just got one wish, and it's the same as kind of everybody else's. It's to do with kind of logistics and fine tuning, and just it's really going to be a case of the fact that we've had this one event and we've got the experience of it, which is going to allow things to be far smoother next time around. So, but that's to be expected, so that's all good. Right, well, thank you all so much for listening.
If you've gotten this far,
Please like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you on the flip side.